Hello and welcome to all of you lords and ladies of fate. You have once again found yourself in the self-proclaimed only Twitch TTRPG stream that allows you, the viewer, to significantly impact the stories being told on your screens. In order to do so, you must spend fate chips. These are our loyalty points that you can earn just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or even for engaging with us in the chat. Use those fate chips to heal your favorite players, summon in a custom items, make our players say silly things, innuendos, sing songs. You can even force the adventures into random encounters, which we found out very well last session, multiple times. Tonight we are playing Conan, Adventures in an Age Undreamed by Modifius Entertainment. I will be your GM playing the role of Crom tonight. Good afternoon. My name is Chance. Happy to be here. Tonight we have a fantastic cast with us again. First off, big thank you and ready to our moderator Nat for keeping things up and running with us. After that, we have Aberta, the Witchfinder.
And professional priest puncher now.
And professional priest puncher. We have Tang, the emissary from the mysterious Katani East. We have Thornicius, the Bosonian archer and ranger. And momentarily, we will again have Verai, the assassin. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, members of the chat, you know that meme? It's the meme from Community where the guy's coming in with the boxes of pizza to the room and he's like, hey, I've got the pizza. And then the second frame of the meme, there's the room is on fire. People are like pulling clothes off and chasing down fires and just utter mayhem and chaos. That's what we are walking into today. Because at the end of our last session, we were missing our assassin. Our ranger was watching some mysterious strangers go into a warehouse. Our emissary was locked up by some rather rude watchmen. Our witchfinder was in the middle of punching a priest. And our warrior queen was dancing with the asshole captain of the guard. So we're going to begin today. Oh, and did I forget to mention there was a pretty good encounter happening? So we are going to begin today with our assassin, as each of the party members have separated and the party is split up. Dear assassin, it is nighttime as you're coming into this town. Early night, you know, after dinner, but not like bedtime night, but still it's dark. Dark-ish. And as you're walking into this town, quick description of it, it's a small to medium-sized town called Turner's Pass. It's located in kind of a strategic mountain forest pass between Aquilonia, the Marches, Cimmeria, the Pictish Wilderness. The town itself isn't large, but it is definitely the largest in the area, and it's kind of the central hub for this area. In the middle of a town is a large market square, large open market square in courtyard, with on each side of the market square a different important building. There is the Baron's Manor and Town Hall. There is a warehouse and general store. There is a bar and a temple to Mitra. And those are kind of the four biggest parts of the town, at least that the party has explored so far. You are riding your happy little horse into the courtyard, into the square, and you hear a commotion from the Temple of Mitra. And there are dogs barking from the Temple of Mitra. As... What was it you said, Andy? Have at the priest or something?
No, I said... I told the guys to run that I was trying to make a distraction for, and then I said, sorry about this.
You hear a scuffle and a voice that you recognize in the Temple of Mitra. You poke your head into the Temple of Mitra, and you see a pair of town guardsmen just wearing normal stuff. They've got helmets, a shield, a sword, armor. You see a priest who's kind of red-faced, a little disheveled hair, foreigner for these lands. And you see your friend, the Witchfinder, and the priest punching each other in the face as the watchmen are trying to get involved and drag them apart.
Oh, I missed the fun. All right. Who do I have to stab? Andy, you got this? Or can I just go grab a beer? I mean, what you doing, bud?
Right. Do I see him walk in?
Sure.
I'm gonna point right at him and go, there he is!
I draw my spear because I don't know.
The town guardsmen turn around.
Eep!
The preacher gets a sucker punch on you while you're distracted. And the town's guardsmen say, halt where you are.
You just missed him. He's just standing here next to me. He took off. I mean, you guys got to go get him. There he went.
They already went. Well, after
There he is. Uh-oh.
Pause for station
see, where we at?
identification.
Video went out.
We lost Crom.
There we go. Back. Sorry, my video went out for a second. That was weird. You notice pretty quickly that as soon as the town guardsmen turn around to face you, your Witchfinder friend dips out the back door real quick, leaving behind a very confused preacher and two town guardsmen now approaching on you, telling you to drop your weapons and surrender.
Thanks, Bob.
They haven't drawn weapons on you, and they don't appear that they're getting ready to stab you, but they are telling you that you're about to be arrested, and you need to surrender immediately or face the consequences.
Bravely did I ninja vanish. Can I run? I'm gonna run.
Yeah, you can run. I mean, I've got 15 points of doom, and you don't have any momentum yet, so.
They wouldn't dare hit an unarmed person in the back.
So you start to run.
I start to run. Put some distance.
I'm gonna just go ahead and use a point of doom then. Where is my page?
Run time.
As they start blowing their watch whistles.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yes, their watch whistles, and begin to chase and draw swords now. Well, cudgels. I think they have cudgels. They have cudgels.
So I saw their their armor, right? They're in what kind of armor?
It's just kind of boring, standard medium grade armor. I will tell you momentarily what that means when I find it.
Right. Well, I mean, also depends on the movement impairing and how loud and clanky they are, their limited mobility and things like that.
It's brigandine. Yeah, it's a brigandine outfit.
What I now have on. Okay.
Yeah.
No movement impairing, then nothing like that.
Nah, they're not here to fight a war. They're here to, well, apparently catch you as you run out into the square.
So they're blowing that. As I'm exiting the building, do I see anybody else in sight that's currently spotted me?
There's a couple of just what appear to be passerbys in the square, other people in the square. You do notice in the tavern to your left here, on the left side of the square from where you're facing, there does appear to be a lively audience and music and people drinking and
Take hostages.
To the right is the Baron's Manor and the town hall, and then across is what looks to be a large warehouse type building / general goods store.
Okay, well, I'm heading towards the large building general goods store place because it's not lively, and they would expect somebody would try to get lost in the crowd there.
Oh, you couldn't be doing this better right now.
Well, I screwed that up.
Okay.
Cheers.
So are you running into the building? Like trying to find an open door or something and busting in?
Fine. Why not? You look to be having fun with this, so why not? Let's do that.
Bill.
It's probably a garrison with the rest of the group, but whatever.
So, Bill, you're in the stables, right? You just watched all those weird, suspicious robed figures go into the warehouse.
Yeah.
And you hear a commotion and a watch whistle and look over and see your missing companion, Verai, who had dipped out a day or two prior, run out of the temple, being chased by town watch, who are saying halt, surrender, and blowing their watch whistles. And he runs straight for the door that you just watched those robed figures go into not 10 minutes ago.
No. Too late. Okay, well, he's bringing guards with him. That can't be a bad thing, considering these guys were like trying to be all creepy and stuff. I'm just gonna watch and see what happens.
Oh, you're gonna leave him to the fates, huh?
Yeah.
I love a divided party. All right. So, Bob, you basically like tuck around into a shadow real quick and bust in through a door. The first thing you notice as you bust into this door is, or what languages do you speak? Real quick, let me see your languages. Zamorian and Aquilonian, those are the only two? Okay. You hear a strange language that you don't recognize, briefly, coming from a very deep voice, almost like wet rocks falling down a mountain type of deep voice. Very briefly, coming from inside of this building that you just busted into, and a strange colored purplish reddish light, just in time to see almost a dozen black-robed, black-masked figures around a rune on the floor of blood, with some sort of demonic smoke entity monster coming up from that rune that was apparently doing the speaking. And it's basically straight from a movie where just everybody goes. And suddenly there are 10 robed figures staring at you, and a creature from the dark that they had summoned.
So, alternate doors?
You're pretty sure there are quite a few, but it is a warehouse. There are like paths. You can't really see most of the walls. You just kind of busted in one without looking a whole lot.
How close behind me are the guys in that are chasing me?
20 seconds.
That's enough time. I'm gonna just kind of pull a Peter and just back my way out and take off around the building. Try to lose them like in brushing. Just try to get lost, right? Somewhere else that's not that particular room.
You hear somebody yell, "Get him!"
As expected.
And they start running towards the door where you're at. And you retreat. So,
as I'm, thanks, Bill.
So, Bill, you don't even know Bill's there. He didn't even see or hear him. He was just watching.
Nope.
So, Bill, you see him bust in there, and maybe 8, 9, 10 seconds later, he just Han Solo'd his way, like Episode 4, Han Solo's running down towards the stormtroopers. No, and then he's running away from the stormtroopers. Yeah, that's what the scene that you just saw. He busts into the door, and you're like, oh, he's going to get away from the guards. And then he busts out of the door, almost running the guards over as he's busting out of the doors. And a few months later, out bust a bunch of dark robed figures into the street from this door, the ones that you just saw go in to the warehouse, who do collide with the town guard.
Ooh. Can I get a shot off? Can I get a clear shot off at anybody going through the door, coming out of the door?
Yeah.
Shoot the guards.
Because if Verai's running from them, there's obviously a reason.
Yeah.
And any commotion I create helps him get away. So I pull out my trusty bow and arrow and take an extra moment to aim and let loose a bow.
All right, roll an attack roll. You only need one success.
I really hope you mean an arrow.
Yes.
Are you picking a watchman or a robeman?
A robeman.
Okay.
And I got one success.
One success is enough. Roll damage.
Ooh.
What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 effects. 5, 6, 7, 8 total damage with 4 effects. And the effect on your bow is piercing.
I love that bow.
Can it go through one into another since they were all piling through the door anyway?
Give me a point of fortune, and yeah, you can punch through one into a second.
It's not the right cost.
Spent, well spent, money well spent.
Money well. Remind me to get that man a beer.
Yeah.
You line it up, target, focus, just the right pause as the two guardsmen start to get up, and they're like tripping over each other, and it wings so close that you're pretty sure it nicked one of the guards' ears with this, just a slight sink through ear. Maybe you pierced his ear a little bit with that arrow. And it goes into the neck of one of the robed figures, and your bow is such a powerful bow, being a fine quality masterwork Bostonian bow, of which only a handful even exist because they're so highly prized. It goes into the neck of one, and the arrow disappears. It's dark. There's a robe. You're like, okay, I hit the neck. And then, like a scene out of a movie, the first guy falls over, and then you see a second guy fall over behind him.
Of course, it's not in this book.
At about that point, the robed figures stop, look very confused. The watchman looks very confused.
Right.
And start drawing weapons, and the robed figures run back into the warehouse real fast. And you see a couple of more watchmen now starting to appear in the courtyard.
Okay. Well, at least he got away. Verai got away, and that's what matters. Hopefully the town guard will take care of the rest of the problem. Probably not, though. But I don't know that. So, yeah, I'm going to try and go get a hold of Verai. Catch up to him.
So, Verai, how far did you run? You ran until the darkness. Okay.
He ran into the darkness, yes.
Chaos.
There you go. I've been sprinting the entire time. I have not stopped.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop.
So, Bill, you leave the stables then, I take it?
Not if he's going that far out into the darkness.
You have no idea how far out into the darkness he went. He just left the warehouse at a full trot.
I'll go in his direction and at least try to catch up to him, but I doubt I will. Trying not to be noticed.
Okay.
I'm small, short leg. You'll catch me.
Okay.
No bow here. Nothing to see, guys.
So you start to head on into the town. After a few minutes, you don't see him stopped somewhere.
Okay.
I'll stop running after a few minutes when I see that there's nobody immediately behind me and I've got enough.
Well, yeah.
I'll stop then because I know that at least one of my party members is back in that town. I just need to get undercover because I've got really good stealth.
Yeah, the one who sicked the watch on you.
Yeah.
What?
All's fair in camaraderie. It's fine. I was the distraction. He got away. Then, Bill used the distraction. I got away. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Mentally noted for next time. But
know
yeah,
where
it's
they
fine.
are at this moment. Is
That's right.
the warrior queen that we at the tavern.
Yeah, the Warrior Queen's dancing with the commander at the tavern.
She was trying to dance him out the door so that he would see what was going on.
Nice.
But I don't know if that ever achieved
Cheater.
success or not.
Well, if you were still in the stables, you would see him come out when the watch whistles were beginning to be blown.
Ah, okay.
But eventually, you actually do find Verai tucked away in a dark alley on the far side of the town.
There you are. What the hell happened?
So there I was, right?
See what happened
Picture
was
Sicily.
Heard a voice, recognized the voice, poked my head in, right? Somebody was just like, there he is. Next thing I know, I'm running for my life. Run into a building, wrong building, right? Everything's fine. What caused the distraction that allowed me to get away? Did you see that?
Oh, that was my arrow.
It sounds like there's a party at the tavern. Do you want a beer?
Yes. Yes, I want a beer.
Beer's on me tonight, buddy.
all right. Aberta, what did you do once you dipped out the back door?
Went to the bar probably. Sat and pretended I was there the entire time.
Okay. So you leave the temple. You hear the watch whistles blowing for the watch. And you see
Probably fine.
just a hint of them as they're rounding around the side of the warehouse. You get into the tavern just in time to see the commander of the watch, the asshole, leaving the tavern, walking out, little flustered, a little drunker for wear, and a little angry that the woman that he was trying to dance with is not dancing with him anymore because he has to come out and do a fucking job. Excuse me for my language. He's unhappy. Just in time that you hear a blood-curdling scream and sounds of battle coming from around the corner.
That could be anything.
You head into the bar. Albert, my friend, you come back for drink. How was trip?
I had a lovely time.
Excellent. Here, try this. Make new recipe ale. It's made with bumblethorn.
It sounds amazing.
It's not, but the world's first Russian hipster beer maker out in the Wild West.
Yeah, look, I get to be like the world's first craft beer dude. So then be a craft beer snob with him.
So you have a drink with Zinnia. You both have this awful bumblethorn beer that he made. After the scream, when the scream happened, the whole bar kind of gets silent for a second, and they pause, and Gregich kind of like claps his hand, and the band picks back up again, and people start drinking and talking again. Gregich knows the score. I would empty the Pictish wastes of all life for him. And a few minutes later, in walks two of your erstwhile companions, Verai and Abratak.
Hey.
Notably, no Zang, though.
You mean Verai and
Sorry, Verai and
Hello,
Thornicius,
good
but notably no Zang.
you didn't take the rest of that.
No, there's still more.
Where did Zhang wander off to?
Don't you dare! Trying to
So
steal
you
my
walk
ring.
in and you see your friend as he's drinking a beer, and he says, "Hey," and as soon as he sees you, Verai, he makes eye contact with you, Verai, and walks away to go to the bathroom or something. As soon as he sees you, I gotta go talk to a man about a dog. Be right back.
That's all right. I'm patient.
You got some explaining to do.
Oh, my other new friends, the heroes of Verilitrium. Good to have you. I have new drink I want you to try. It's made with bumblethorn. As he brings you guys a cup of craft beer that is, Thornicius, it's not awful. You're actually you've had much worse wilderness beer than this. It's not awful. It offends your very senses.
I see his face and I look, well, it's not for everyone really. It's a sophisticated flavor and you need the right palate, and you can just go drink Miller Lite or something,
This is lovely. It's not at all like horse urine.
He wishes you well. Here's something that he has to go take care of somebody at the bar, and he says, "Enjoy, my friend. Have to do a deal." And he goes off to take care of something at the bar. And so here you guys are, the three of you, just standing there, looking at each other.
There he is. It's Vera. How are you doing?
So, buddy, you want to tell me what that was all about?
Yeah, well, we were trying to give some people a second chance from a life of banditry, but somebody else decided to have them hung instead, and the guards were there to go take them off to be hung,
And priest punching is a new Olympic sport?
it is
Priest
now.
pugilism.
Thornicius, you hear priest punching, and you know what priest he's talking about.
Yeah.
No. What you saw was a deep and storied theological debate. But it did save some lives that we were trying to give a second chance to.
All right, well.
Your excuse smells about as good as this beer tastes.
Your deep theological debate ended in 2 deaths and a count in chaos. But, it's fine. Everything's fine. We're not in handcuffs. It's fine.
2 deaths so far.
So far.
Walk out, there's like elephants going
Dum,
I can't count.
There was
It's
this
fine.
many.
But look, we're both from Zamora. We know it gets more interesting there, like than this on like a Tuesday afternoon. So
You deserve all the sass, mister.
So I tapped Vera on the
You say all
chest,
the ass?
on the shoulder. I was like, "Hey, buddy, what did you see in that warehouse, by the way, that made you run so fast?"
So there I was, right?
Oh Jesus!
There was trying not to end up in the tavern where all of the people would obviously go because there's a crowd of people, right? So here I'm thinking, I'm an assassin. I'll totally blend in the darkness in this big empty building. Turns out, not so empty. Several dudes. I think it was. Remember, I can't count. So it must have been like this many, right?
Right.
Just kind of in a circle, and all like they were all dressed in these big old hooded, I don't know, school uniforms. I don't know. Chanting. So there was like a big deep voice. It I don't know. There was like smoke, and it seemed something otherworldly in there, and they were all chanting this terrible song.
Abertag.
And cue the witch hunter.
Anybody have any ideas?
that sounds like a demon.
It did not sound of this world, so I knew that's where I should not be, and I noped right out of that.
No bumblethorn there, buddy.
But this is just a little stopover like town, like a market town, right? It's not like
Turner's Pass is
Well,
it's not the
it's
capital
town.
of the county itself, but it is probably it's the largest town in this part of the of Orasconi County. And Orasconi County is pretty large. If you take a look at the map on the roll 20, I'm gonna draw a shape here.
sang, by the way.
So roughly speaking, I just put a box there. That's Orasconi County. And one of 4 counties in the Marches. And it is the largest of the counties in the Marches, and also, generally speaking, the calmest, most pastoral, but still the Marches. The party itself is... Where did I put out? The party itself, Turner's Pass, is right there. Let me make that a brighter color.
So here's what
Turner's Pass is up here.
Yeah, that's up.
here's what concerns me is why here? Why go to the trouble of? It's like summoning a creature from the outer dark is no small feat, and it requires the knowledge necessary to do that. Right? Is stuff that men live and die for. So why here? I think we ought to investigate this, but I also worry that we're missing our friend.
Yeah, where
A lot
is
of
that?
thinking here, but not a lot of action. What are we gonna do here?
Well, first we ought to find our friend, and then I'd be interested in just looking around that warehouse and seeing if there's anything, if they left any clues as to what they're, why here? Like, and I hope it's not.
So I'm all for finding Zhang. However, I'm unwittingly a party to a double homicide. So I'm gonna go. If I'm going outside, I should probably be doing it stealthily because there's still a whole lot of watchmen outside.
No,
right?
just ask our bartender friend for a hat.
Oh, a hat. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah,
Just
why
for a
don't you
hat.
think of a
They'll never notice you.
Problem solved.
It's dark out.
Okay. So the last that you heard, your friend Zhang was going to the house that you were supposed to be staying at, that the mayor had offered to you to stay in, that ended up having a secret tunnel to the wilderness that on the other end was bandits.
Yeah, not the most trustworthy guy, I think.
It totally makes sense, doesn't it? Like, of course the house has a secret smuggler's tunnel of bandits that the mayor gave to you because the house was empty, because every member of that house had died due to a curse ritualistically over the last 4 months.
Oh, we didn't tell Verai this. Yeah, no, there's a Scooby-Doo thing going on here. We're like, there's a curse, and there's all this valuable property that now is going back to the city because of the curse.
Oh, that sounds like bad news.
So you go to that house then?
No, well, first we're gonna find Zhang. Is that where we're looking for him?
Yeah,
Well, that's where he was supposed to be, right?
Oh, he's probably.
That's where he said he was going.
So
Probably
if we're
did.
going to a house, yeah, it's gonna be close quarters. Those. Do we want Thornicius to be outside with his bow at the ready, where he's got more distance to put arrows into people, or or are we all going in like swords and axes ablazing?
All right, buddies. I only have but so many fortune points to spend here.
Just line your shots, right? Are you
Yeah,
going
right.
with us?
Well, this isn't a hostile town, usually speaking.
Usually speaking, for some reason, it's become a hotbed of just.
Well, when you
murderous-
start punching priests of Mitra,
Who cares? Crom cares not.
Crom cares not for your worries.
From here.
Mitra knows why I did it. He's fine.
All right, so yeah, if at least I'm going into the house,
So it's kind of an old, beat-up house down on the street with 2 elms. So it's down on Elm Street.
That's great. And we're missing the guy with the tiger paws.
Yeah.
Who was last seen at this house on Elm Street?
Oh, goody. I'm definitely drawing my sword as I walk into the house.
So in front of the house, there is a watchman.
Oh, not walking in yet.
He's just standing there. He's not hostile or something. He's standing there in front of the door, looking bored. Sees you guys coming up. He doesn't really respond. He's like looking at you guys.
Okay. So he doesn't recognize who we are because he didn't respond to the horn blowing. So we can just... Okay, so he sees us coming, so we should probably just pretend to keep walking and circle around. Any objections?
Why don't we just ask the guy in front what happened? What's going on? Where's our friend?
Sure.
Just got back from the bar. We were drinking. We missed him. He said he was coming here.
Okay. You do the talking.
No. I'm the backup, remember?
Okay, fine. Evertack, you do the talking.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Somebody else is going to get punched.
Now who's dying?
I'm just going to continue walking on. Let Abertack distract him and talk while I get an advantageous position.
All right, I'll just say it. Hey, the mayor said we were able to stay here. Or did he send you to keep a guard for us, or?
I don't know anything about that. I was told to lock it down.
By the captain, I assume?
Yeah. We found a tunnel. It's where bandits are apparently.
Yeah.
Some sort of smuggler's tunnels. We were told to lock it down.
Ah, all right. Have you seen a guy with he's Keaton. Have you seen somebody like that?
Kitani?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came by here earlier. They arrested him.
Oh. Well then.
We need to sort some things out then.
Well, hopefully the mayor will be able to tell him that we were actually the ones who found the tunnels. So we'll go see about it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Well. See, all we had to do was ask.
Yeah, that was easy.
Now.
Thank you, sir. And I pat you on the back.
Don't do that. I'm liable to accidentally stab you. Scare a man like that who's sitting on watch. Shit.
Anybody's liable to stab anybody, I guess. It's the thing. Cool. All right, let's go find our friend.
Where do you go?
Well, as usual,
Where's
he's in
the
jail.
jail?
So.
Maybe near the town hall?
Excuse us,
Okay.
Mr. Town's Watchman. Where is the jail?
Oh, well, they probably took him to the watch. They probably took him to the watch room, so that's over on the edge of town, over that away in the barracks.
Okay.
Oh, the barracks.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Put that
Bye.
So, Mike, here you are. You've been escorted to jail. They were polite, more or less. You definitely... Once you made it clear who you were, they were still following their orders because they're probably more scared of the captain than you. But they treated you fairly gently. You make it to jail, though, and they put you in there. You see all of your stuff they put down on a table. And by jail, this one isn't really a jail, as you would note it, more of a storage room / dungeon in the watchman's barracks. There is a drain in the floor, and this kind of looks like a place where people go to disappear. There are
The
two.
weather's getting worse.
There are two iron steel barred cages, more or less. And you're put into one. I guess maybe like 8 by 8, so bigger than cages, but still pretty tiny. While you're there, you do convince them to give you a bite to eat, because they are trying to. They don't want to like make you angry because they're not totally sure, but they're still following the boss's orders. And after maybe 10 or 15 minutes there, a couple more watchmen come in, dragging a pair of scraggly-looking former bandits.
Damn it.
And toss them into the jail cells, and the other jail cell together.
You know, I punched a priest for nothing.
I mean, you've punched a priest for less.
You hear them say something about stretching their necks in the morning. And the other guard is like, damn it, that means I'm going to have to dig graves again. I hate digging graves. It's so much work. What if we just took them out into the forest and just, like, slit their throat and let the animals take them? It'd be so much easier.
Where's the justice in that? All right, well, we're going to the jail.
Mike, it's on you here.
Yeah, Mike,
just
where
kind
you
of.
going?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to save them. I'm going to be enjoying my bread, I guess they give me. I doubt it's going to be
I thought you could only
very
eat
palatable.
rice.
Okay.
And is there only one guard to watch us, or is it?
Well,
they
at
just
the
lock
moment,
us
there's
away?
3 of them in this storeroom. But you also saw quite a few more around in the little. It's kind of like a palisaded military encampment on the edge of town.
So in my particular cell, is there like bedding? Is there a cot, a table, or anything? Is just a cage?
A stool. There's a stool. And their only reason there's a stool there is because they put a stool in there as you demanded it.
Right. Well, fair enough.
Oh boy.
So, party, you eventually find the military encampment. There are some guys standing watch at the front of the military encampment at the way in. They say halt. They're not going to let you in.
Okay, well, we
Excuse me,
just
sir. When
wanted
are
to-
visiting hours?
Visiting what?
When are visiting times? Can we confirm that we have a friend here?
We need to see someone in the stockade.
You'll have to get permission from the commander.
I have permission from the commander.
Well, I haven't been made aware of permission from the commander.
I don't care. Step aside.
No.
Bushy.
I pull out my broadsword.
I stepped
gingerly
10 steps away.
You can die or you can move.
I'm gonna walk in a slow arc around him.
There's not really an around. They're like at the entry gate to the thing. Their backs are to the wall.
Well, I'm
I
at
am
least
tired of
getting
dealing
a
with your
little
asshole
sword
captain
range
who
from
does
you.
not want to do his job. Now you can die or you can move.
As before you finish that sentence, yeah, I'm tired of dealing with that asshole captain who doesn't want to do his job. You see the one on the left smirk, and you just kind of hear under your breath, "You got that right."
He doesn't. So he shouldn't be the reason you die. We just want to see somebody in the stockade. You should move.
Well, they draw weapons.
Oh, jeez.
And holler out to arms. They
All
don't
right.
advance on you, but they holler out to arms, and you start to hear a commotion from inside this encampment, and you know that there's going to be quite a few of them here.
Be a lot of people to kill.
Or a lot of people to distract. Do we gingerly walk away, fellas?
All right, which one called out to arms? Because I gave him a choice, and I have my man on my word.
All right.
Oh,
The one on the right.
trotting backwards.
But right as you are moving in on him, you hear a woman's voice. A woman call in a loud, clear as a bell, commanding voice. What in the hell is going on here?
Ooh, you done made her mad.
And you look over and you see coming up the street is this statuesque woman. She has very high quality, not ornate, just pure function over form, but high quality gear. She has long blonde hair pulled back tight into a ponytail. She's got a bow over her shoulder. She's got a axe on her hip.
This is my kind of person.
Again, very quality silver, very quality, relatively polished armor. And the two guardsmen almost seem to wilt away from her as she calls out, "What the hell is going on?"
Uh-oh.
These guys are getting ready to attack the encampment.
We just wanted to see a friend in the stockade. They being douches about it, not letting us in.
Actually, I'm really trying to put your asshole captain out of a job, but I can spare a few minutes for a pretty lady.
She gives you almost a death glare as you say that. Would this happen? And then she looks over at you, Thornicius.
Oh shit.
Would this happen to be the friend that they nabbed off the street over on Elm?
I'm guessing yes. He was heading that way when he left us, and he was just going to check on the house that we were supposed to be staying in. But apparently, they arrested him instead of arresting the people they were supposed to find.
Yes, the Katani.
You two, move out of the way. Come with me. She looks at you guys, says, "Come with me," and they move out of the way.
That guy on the right, I give him a look and says he came like 30 seconds from death.
Or from seeing you without armor again.
It's death either way.
I'm not making direct eye contact. I'm scouting exit points.
Well,
that's what you. Well, I know.
You start to scout some exit points, and as you're starting to walk through the encampment, it starts to sprinkle. Weather starts to turn. Weather starts to turn unexpectedly again. Weird weather just seems to follow you guys.
Witchcraft.
Yeah.
Pretty good luck.
Weird weather just seems to follow you guys.
Weird charm.
She heads directly towards what looks to be a large storehouse. Basically, any of the soldiers that's getting in her way, she's just staring them down or moving them, and almost none of them are even trying to get into her way. They are avoiding her almost.
Can I do an insight check to see why? Is it her station, or is she actually a skilled combatant? Or
Sure, go ahead and give me an insight.
it's your turn to roll for me. I have a cat in my lap.
Okay. That's
The back of her armor says Lady Commander. Maybe that's insightful.
Wait. I thought it just said, shit, what was the Victoria's Secret stuff used to say? Tasty or something? I don't know.
Tasty.
Only 15.
Pink.
I can't
It
read.
says
I don't know
pink.
what it says.
All right, you have
Okay.
insight of 11, so no successes.
No successes.
You have no idea why they're listening to her, but they're definitely listening to her.
All right.
She takes you to this building over on the edge, over on one side of the encampment, large, looks to be a storehouse, and throws the door open. There's a couple of guys in there that are surprised and jump up real quick, and then they see who it is. What are you doing here? You know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Captain's not going to be happy about this. I'll deal with him.
Oh, damn. This might be Captain's mommy.
The two guys that we tried to like give a second chance to, I'm gonna look at them and be like, did you just not run fast enough?
So in the storeroom, you see almost like a trap door in the floor and a ladder going down into a basement of this storeroom. And she goes down there first, and you follow her down there, and you see very quickly that this is a room that people go to disappear. There are 2 cages in here. There are the floor looks a little bit rusty red under the cages. There is a drain under the cages even. There are 3 guys and 3 soldiers in here around a table, standing up and looking a little worried. She immediately just snaps her finger, says, "Open the cages now." And they do. You 3, come with me. You're not out of this yet. Well, the 2 of you aren't out of this yet. You, I guess they're here for you.
Thank you. Continue eating my bread, but I'll follow her out of the cages.
And she looks at the rest of you guys. Are you coming with me?
Well, sure.
Make sure those 2 stay with us. If they run away, they will be dead.
I give them a death glare and be like, I've already punched a priest for these 2. They better behave.
They are very terrified
Allegedly.
and cowed. Very terrified and cowed. They're going to follow very politely. One of them has a black eye. Both of them has bruised cheeks.
You tried it. The priest could have done that to him.
And she basically reverses course and leaves out the camp, giving a death stare to just about anybody that's getting in her way. And she walks back towards the center of town. Are you going to try to interact with her while she's just walking towards leading you back towards the center?
Yeah.
I will in the very
trot up
least.
next to her. Ask her, just by the way, I'm getting a real strong, like, you're the boss lady vibe here. How did you just do that?
Because it's my job, and they know it.
And what is your job? Because I don't know it.
I'm the sheriff.
Ah.
Wait, the sheriff was over in the bar getting drunk.
No, that was the captain
was
of the guard, not the sheriff.
That was the captain of the guard.
That was the captain
Okay.
of the guard. Investigating and punishing crimes inside the city is my job, not his.
Ah, good point.
Whose job is it to report men in robes summoning a demon?
What?
Yeah. Flash update. Yeah. That warehouse. Bed. Circle. Blood.
Well, the watch.
Too very.
Apparently, the watch is there now, so they've already probably ruined everything. I'll just deal with that in the morning.
By the way, my name is Sang. By what do you go by? Aside from Sheriff.
Let me find her name. Travaria. Sheriff Travaria is her name. She appears to be Zingaran. Maybe like half Zingaran, half Aquilonian.
It's a pleasure to meet one as commanding as yourself.
That's a compliment, bro.
And she takes you to near in the town square, kind of to the edge of the town hall. There is another building a street down. It's not the nicest or largest of buildings, but once you get in there, it's pretty obvious that this is some sort of police, or not really a police, but some sort of sheriffy building. There are three jail cells in there, and they are actual jail cells with cots and windows and steel bars.
And not places for people to just disappear?
The place is a little bit more open. You see in one of the cells, with the door open, there are a pair of kids sleeping on the cots in one of the cells, but the door's not even closed.
Even the kids got to be part of the drunk tank in this town.
Let's say, what did they do?
Them? They help me.
Drunk
Oh,
and
okay.
disorderly.
The kids wake up. They hear everybody coming in and wake up and kind of like stand up, and one of them walks out of the cell, and the other one's just kind of leaning against the wall. You two in that cell there. I'll deal with you. You won't be hanging tonight.
Oh, by the way, you might want to go check out that house on Elm Street. It has a smuggler's cave that we discovered when we went there to spend the night.
Bring back up.
She locks the two now former bandits in one of the cells. She does put a jug of water on a table close enough that they could reach through the bars to get to water for them, and says, wow, you guys have been in town 6 hours, and you have already caused this much havoc.
Now, to be fair, we didn't summon the demon.
Walked into the wrong room.
There's other forces at play here. We just happen to be the linchpin to the whole thing.
Did
I
you
guess.
see who summoned the demon, or is it just hearsay still?
I point at Veri.
Stop doing that.
There he is.
Sorry, I was stuck in the oubliette.
So, okay.
Yes,
picture-
sorry about that. The captain.
Did we?
Uh-oh.
I think we lost him.
Pausing for station identification.
I just
Oh,
got
no.
lost again. Hold on. Am I coming back?
got
Or
you
I'm
back.
back. That's weird.
Yeah, you're back.
The captain likes to overstep his bounds.
Apparently.
Do you need to get rid of him?
No. That would be immoral and illegal.
Unless he's a witch.
If he's a witch, then that
He's
would
not a
be
very good
my
one.
job to investigate and ensure that he is given a proper and
Uh-oh.
Pausing
And
for
he's
another station identification.
I wonder if it's in association with the ads.
I'm going to name that next word. Fair.
It's my
Alright.
Wi-Fi that's going in and out here. That's weird. That's never happened before. If I drop again, I might have to restart my router, which I don't want to do, but that's
Well,
As you
looks
said.
like you restarted the router.
It's funny as you say it that it happens again.
And well, while he's gone, everybody can adore my cat. She's right here. She's lovely.
So there we were, listening to the sheriff talk intermittently. It's really hard to understand what she's saying. She keeps in and out.
Maybe she has narcolepsy.
I don't think it would be
I
wise
didn't
to
take any
tease
points
her.
in glitch.
What? You just said it wasn't wise to tease her.
Not the cat, the sheriff.
Sorry about this. Let's take a 5-minute bio break, and I'm going to restart my router.
Good luck.
Did you just poop my cat?
Dun dun dun.
Wonder how close I consider to the dog.
I have scars for trying. I wouldn't suggest it. And if you cause the cat to make my dog go blind,
Again.
she's getting closer and closer to her eyes.
Frame's improving.
I'd rather it didn't.
She's a good kitty. She's never clawed a dog that didn't deserve it.
Snowy does not deserve it, and you know it.
She stuck her nose in the cat ear.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in chat, I apologize for that. Technical difficulties are the best. We are back now. Oh, no, I did not. When did that happen? Somebody just asked if I saw a particular redeem.
I did not.
I did not see that particular redeem. Where did that? Oh, there it is. There it is. Dear Veri, you got gifted. Who gifted that? And I just moved away. Atlask just or no. Was it Atlas that did it?
Yeah.
Who did that?
At last.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
love has come along. I
Okay.
didn't get either.
You have been redeemed 100 experience because chat loves you.
I try to entertain and inform. Thank you.
So where were we? She says that the captain likes to overstep his bounds. It's her job to do the investigations. You talked about the cult, and she said, did you see who any of them were, or is this just another nothing?
Well, didn't he shoot one?
There will be, I think someone got hurt. And I know the town's guard scuffled with them.
Damage, so.
That's all I saw. I know nothing about the arrow that pierced 2 guys at once.
She pauses for a second, smiles. Of course not. That would be unheard of. Me an archer.
Mm-hmm.
She tells one of the kids. I mean, they're early teenagers, like 12 and 14 or so.
Birthing.
Huh?
Those are adults in the Conan world.
Pretty
That's what I'm saying,
much.
That's birthing age.
She tells the 2 of them to go and see what they can find out. And so they trot off
To my dog.
towards the town square. Now, I need you guys, from what I hear, you guys are the ones that brought these 2 in.
Yes.
Can you tell me who and why, and if they deserved to be grabbed by the watch or not, like they were?
Well,
Remember the smuggling tunnel you talked about?
Yes, I do.
Here.
These were members of the bandit group on the other end of it.
I see. That's unfortunate.
And for their surrender
They serve someone called the Boar.
and for their surrender and reasonably good behavior thereupon, we more or less promised them that they could do penance in the Temple of Mitra.
She looks at them. Is this true? Yes, we were helping out the priest. We were just sweeping, and the watch came in and came after us. We weren't doing nothing, I swear. She nods a little bit. I'll talk to the priest tomorrow then. If he confirms your story, then you will be remanded back into his care. But know this. If you cross the line at all in this town, I will be the one to make your life hell. What is left of it? Yeah, absolutely. We're just wanting to help out. We just wanted to eat, ma'am. We were starving. That's all. She looks over at you, she looks over at you guys. Okay, well, Call Me Nee gave a subscription to Ms. Schroeder. Awesome. Call Me Nee, you are, again, a champion, an amazing person. She looks over at you guys. Now that that's resolved, do you guys mind telling me why you're here? Because you show up and now people are dying, cultists are being found, and I find you getting ready to assault the very encampment of the watch that keeps us safe from the Picts and the Cimmerians and the brigands and apparently the monsters that are coming from the silver mines.
Well, you see, upon stopping an invasion of Picts, we interrupted a demonic ritual of some sort that was aimed towards what was the town? We're kind of on our way to
Velitrium.
Yes, we're kind of passing through on our way to Velitrium, trying to.
No, Velitrium is where you came from. Turner's Pass is your destination town.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, we're here
Yes.
looking for
So-
Edgard.
We're following a lead on, was it evil Pictish sorceries that we're trying to stop, and our sources lead us here. So we're trying to prevent evil from spreading.
Well,
And we're trying to find Ed.
We've
what'd you
also
say,
been-
Bill? I didn't hear what you said.
And we're trying to find Edgard.
Did you actually say that?
Sure.
I couldn't hear him. What did he say?
He's trying to
He
find
said-
Edgard.
And we're trying to find Edgard. She goes, "You're here for Edgard." Well, on the plus side, you'll be happy to learn that we haven't had any picked problems here in a long time, in large part thanks to Edgard and his work and peacemaking.
Awesome. He's a good guy, apparently. We've heard. Some friends of his sent us to bring him a message. But we can only give it to him. Would you know where we could find him?
He went out on a patrol a day or two ago. He should be back within the week.
Okay. Well, thank you.
So, you're here both to meet with Edgard and to fight off an evil Pictish sorcerer in my town.
Well, we kind of stumbled across the evil Pictish sorcerer, but yeah,
We're gifted. We like to multitask.
trouble finds us.
Apparently,
We
trouble
finds
finds
it.
you. Yes, I can see that. And I would like to request that you guys try to avoid as much trouble as you can within my town. I like to keep my townspeople safe, and you seem like fine individuals. Please don't make me have to arrest you.
Trust me, we're not aiming to be arrested.
Well, if witch doctors would stop sicking watchmen on me.
But if you'd like to tie me up, I'm all willing.
You know what? Give me a persuade check. I know that was a joke, but give me a persuade check to see whether she takes that as an insult or whether she takes that as an invite.
Oh boy. I might have to explain something to my wife.
Can I assist and be his wingman?
You have a persuade skill of 8.
Do I? Okay, let's try that.
So roll 2 die 20. You need to get better than an 8.
You mean lower than an 8?
Better than equals lower than. I didn't say higher. Just
Yeah, you
better.
gotta get lower than an 8.
Oh God. Can I?
Don't roll a 20.
Roll 2 die 20. You gotta hit enter, bro. She is quite insulted.
20.
So one thing to note, critical failures is a 20, right? It counts as a complication. But I don't know if you know this. If you have no training in it, meaning no expertise or focus in a skill, a 19 is also a complication. So not only did you fail, you also got a complication.
What the hell?
She snorts at you in utter disgust.
Ugh, married men. So, judging by that reaction, can I make the same comment as a fellow woman?
You roll for it.
Oh,
Roll
Why
for
not?
it. Well, if you're not going to tie him up,
backing away
13
slowly.
and 14, your persuasion skill is also an 8.
Backing away slowly.
That's not a critical failure. She just doesn't seem receptive.
She shakes her head.
I imagine you have to deal with this quite often.
Quite.
I don't even know these people, for the record.
And I'm
Quite. I
stuck
just
with
didn't
them.
expect it to be from the ranger.
Well played, Ranger. You're muted. Or
He's either muted or really, really quiet.
You're
he's
muted.
I heard him mooing.
It's contagious.
Try hitting
now
the mute
gone.
button twice. Like muting yourself and then unmuting yourself.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
Did your controller die?
Did you die?
Wait, is are we on Xbox for him?
Are you on Discord on the Xbox?
Skype on the Xbox.
Skype on the really interesting.
Do you not own a laptop or a tablet or something?
They have one, but if he's trying to thump on it and it comes up with weird stuff, I guess. Yep, that's what he says.
Do we need to like get him a cheap like Chromebook or something?
Look, we can all throw in and get him a Chromebook. They're not expensive. Call me Nee, you absolutely can redeem for gold. We had a redemption at the beginning of our session last week that gave everybody a couple pieces of gold.
Gold goes a long way in this game.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Especially because I take all of it. Look, I have to start a foundation for witch hunting.
So, the reason Thornicius isn't talking here is mainly because now that he's been chastised, he just got really quiet. And she says, I think it's time for you guys to find your place for tonight, and I'll look into your allegations.
Oh, speaking of which, our place is currently guarded by the town guard. Do you happen to have a place for us to?
You can stay in the cells.
Nope.
Can we leave
Looks
the
like we're
door
killing the
open?
watchman.
Call me Nee with 500 bits. And that's a redemption for everybody to get gold.
Nice.
She, so,
Perhaps
Travaria.
Visit the mayor.
Travaria says, like, trying to figure out how to justify this now.
Maybe we found it in the smuggling tunnels.
Or perhaps when we go visit the mayor to get a new place to live, he'll feel fiscally obligated to assist us.
Or perhaps Travaria found us so appealing that she gave us a couple of gold bits apiece for our time and laughter.
Oh, here we go. So about this time, those two kids come back, and they relatively confirm the story. They say that there was indeed a scuffle, and a couple of people were killed in a street fight with the Watch. None of the Watch appears to be injured, but two criminals were killed, and they were taken by the Watchmen, and the Watch were diving through this warehouse, trying and just doing an absolute atrocious job of destroying the place. But the kids were able to snag a couple of bags of stuff from what appears to be the area where they were having some weird symbol on the ground. They found some bags. Maybe they were offerings to the symbol. And she tosses the bags at you guys.
Oh, goody, cursed gold.
Which is worth 5 gold pieces to each of you.
Very
Because
nice.
Call Me Nee is super generous, and you guys should thank this person.
Look, I will take it. I will take it, and I will use the money for witch hunting. Because my character needs a spare suit of armor.
Apparently. You just keep getting naked in battle.
Yes.
You're not even giving yourself Berserker war paint. You're just getting naked in battle. She says that if you want, you can stay here. Bill, can we hear you yet? Are you good on audio again? No, we still can't hear you. We still can't hear you. Maybe leave and rejoin the call.
Get him.
And he went to go drink his misery away with Gregich. He's like, I'm gonna go get a beer, guys.
Rejection's a bitch.
Testicles.
Oh, wallets and watch. Testicles,
What about the
spectacles,
spectacles?
wallet, and watch. We can indeed hear you now.
Thank you, Pony D. You're awesome.
So with that, she says, yeah, you know what? Maybe it is a good time to meet the Baron. Not the mayor. The smarmy little mayor. I don't know that you guys want to meet him again real quick. But she says, with this new information, that maybe she should go and take you guys to meet the Baron himself, in case the Baron has questions about this. So she says, "Follow me." She tells her 2 people, make certain that those guys stay in their cell and nobody comes and does anything. But let me know if something happens. And she tells you guys to follow her. And she heads to down the street a little bit to what appears to be a smaller side entrance to the Baron's estate. To the Baron's estate. She pulls out a key, unlocks the small gate, ushers you guys in, locks it behind her.
What is the Baron's name, by the way?
The Baron's name is...
You say Strahd, I'm out of here.
Sir Bernard Willows.
Strahd, we'd be stuck here.
Fair enough.
Sir Bernard Willows is the Baron's name.
Willows, you idiot.
Pretty quickly she runs into a servant that's on the ground and tells the servant that she's gonna take some people that he's going to want to meet over to the fountains and to grab the Baron, basically. And she leaves
on the ground.
because the Baron's estate has servants and they're doing whatever tasks that they have.
I thought you meant literally, like on the ground. I got you.
No,
Sorry.
on the with an S, on the grounds of the estate.
No wonder you keep losing your armor.
Right?
He's already losing his mind.
At least he's not pissing off the sheriff.
Walking around on a blanket, a carpet of just lowly groundskeepers.
And she takes you to a little relatively private courtyard. There is a fountain in there, a couple like stone benches, a nice little garden thing. It's right beside the actual Baron's manor, and sits everybody down. One of the servants comes out pretty quick with a couple of and offers water and wine if anybody would like something.
I'll drink water.
Water, please.
I would never turn down wine when it's at a Baron's estate.
Yeah.
Okay. A minute later.
Can we get Trevario a glass of wine just in case I get a second shot at that persuade roll?
She says she's good, thanks. So yeah, they bring out a couple of glasses of wine, a couple of glasses of water. They say the Baron will be with you in a moment. He's indisposed. He will be here. He says he'll be down shortly. The wine itself it's nice. It's not going to be turning heads inside of Aquilonia's capital city palaces, but for being out in the woods like this, it's pretty good. And a few minutes later, maybe 5-10 minutes later, out comes a middle-aged guy. He is pretty strong. He's got big, strong shoulders, short cut brown hair, He's a little soft. He's a noble, so he's going to be a little soft. But he doesn't appear to be. He's not a fat noble. He looks like he's active. He looks strong.
He's healthy.
And he comes out and he says, "Trevari, always a pleasure to meet you. What have you brought me tonight? This late at night?" And he looks up at the moon. "It's pretty late to be bringing me guests," he says. She says, "I think you're going to want to hear what they're talking about. They found evidence of the cult." Oh. Suddenly he gets really interested.
The cult?
He goes, "So tell me, my guests, what have you found? What happened?"
Cue the assassin.
Cue the assassin.
There he is.
Oh,
There he is.
Everybody points and stares at you, Verai.
Okay, one more time. Tired of telling this story. So there I was. Okay, we'll start back at the beginning, right? So we were in Velitrium, army of pigs, killing people left and right, bad people, of course, killing people left and right, stopped a demonic possession ritual going on. It was pointed like, do this way, man. So we followed the clues, got here. I just showed up. People started chasing me. I ran into a building, this big warehouse-looking building, which I thought was going to be empty. Turns out, not empty. So, bunch of
Collins'
people-
place? Trevari says, yeah, Collins' place.
Yeah, Colin's place. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a bunch of people in hooded robes. Couldn't really see the faces because they're just covered by robes, kind of like this, except for much more sinister and evil, and not this robe at all. They were chanting something. There was something otherworldly, really deep, grody voice. I didn't understand the language, so I noped right out of that. And then they just started killing a couple of them just started dying, like killing each other, I guess. I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but the guards showed up, and I was running away because I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I didn't see anything that happened after that. You caught up?
Okay. Interesting. In the city, right under our noses.
Yes, sir. I was equally as surprised.
They're getting bold. They're getting bold.
Who's getting bold?
and the cultists aren't the only ones getting bold.
Oh?
Have you heard of the boar?
He looks frustrated and upset and sad at the same time. Yes, I have heard of the boar. Constant thorn in my side.
Well, apparently he created or at least had someone dig a smuggler's tunnel into the house on Elm Street.
The one that was cursed by the cult?
I'm not sure about a curse, but apparently the family the family that lived there, one by one, vanished and were not seen in one piece again.
And then we got
Trevaria says, "Yep, that's the one."
That's the one.
And then we got sent there by the mayor. He told us to stay the night there.
You ran into the mayor.
A very
What,
suspicious mayor who seems to be benefiting quite a bit from this curse.
Sir Quintus?
I don't know about the sir part.
Yes.
That would be the name I was given.
He has a brusque manner, but he's a capable and effective manager for the city.
He's also
I
very-
can't imagine him putting you in intentional danger.
Well,
Regardless, I'm not here to blame him or anything like that. Just to inform you of the smuggler's hole in the place where we were planning on staying the night.
Very good. I appreciate that. I thank you for that information. We'll see to it that is quickly taken care of.
Any chance we could find a place to stay until our friend comes back into town?
Anything not cursed, perhaps?
What is there another member of your party that's in danger?
No, we also came looking for
Edgard.
Edgar. Yeah.
Edgard.
Edgard.
You know him.
You're here for it. You're here looking for Edgard. Are you friends of his?
We bear a message from a friend of his. Yes.
Oh, very good. Any friend of Edgard is going to be a friend of mine. Unfortunately, at the moment, all of my guest quarters are currently occupied by the captain of the watch and a pair of his lieutenants, though.
They're terrible people. You should have them executed.
I hope it wasn't one of the lieutenants that sent me to their dungeon.
Or the ones that broke into the Temple of Mitra and tried to have its people killed.
Alas, there's little I can do to that. I was not the one to appoint nor to command.
Oh, I think there are ways you can get rid of him.
Let's not be so harsh.
I'm a witch hunter.
And they are not witches.
That we know of.
Oh, Thornicius, you've got a redemption.
Oh, cool.
Slightly late to the conversation now, he says, but you're going to have to roll this in there. You're going to have to roll this in somewhere soon as a one-liner. You got it?
I will.
Okay, you're going to have to roll that in there somewhere soon as a one-liner.
Do you
Travaria.
Do you see it, Thornicius?
I see it.
Okay, sorry, man, to make sure.
Travarius says, in plain disgust, about the captain of the watch. She says, "I'd be kicking him out of the city already if I had the capability to do so. Unfortunately, he is protected."
I mean, if he's in your guest quarters
I
right
look at
now.
her and raise one eyebrow and go, "Madam, your imagination is sorely lacking."
She continues to look disgusted at you.
I don't know.
Apologize for my.
But when I do, they're cheesy as hell.
Thornicius, it must be this terrible weather outside that's just
Rather low brows.
Such a fun. The bad weather must have you smelling in a funk, which is throwing off your game.
Yeah, that's it. Spent all my life.
Yeah.
Through somebody.
The Baron says, the good captain of the watch was assigned here by a very powerful minister from the capital of Aquilonia.
You probably wanted rid of him.
Regardless of their intentions for bringing the capable and qualified captain of the watch here, he is a valued member of this city and provides a dangerous service, and so therefore his more demanding whims must be accommodated to.
Well, if you get wind of him being a witch, let me know.
Very good, sir. Then if there is he says, he kind of looks around for a minute and leans over to Travaria and says, rumor has it that there is there's a particular location that the captain likes to go to on the far side of town and meet with some folks. And I mean, it would sure be a shame if that was reclaimed and used to house such fine adventurers as these. She gives a wicked little grin and says, "You know, sir, that would be a shame if the abandoned building over there were to be reclaimed and used for the Baron's purposes to house such qualified adventurers who have been dispossessed from the house they were given by the captain of the watch."
But the house is possessed too?
Yeah, 2 questions. A, what is the
There,
repute
there.
of this house? Ill? Healthy?
It doesn't mean demons.
And secondly, yes, is it another demonic, possessed, cursed home?
No,
Wouldn't have
it does not mean demons.
Actually, it's a mill. It's nothing fancy. It's just a mill out on the just outside of the town. But
I imagine
The,
an explosion.
no, there's it's not used a whole lot for mill these days. It's been abandoned for years, and every time somebody tries to buy it then from the city, then for some reason they always decide not to buy it from the city. Don't know why it stays abandoned.
Shocking.
Yeah.
So let's get this straight. You want us to stay out of trouble, and you're putting us in the suspicious places. Okay.
The Baron says,
guard is going to regularly try and be there.
Don't arrest
the Baron says,
who's next.
"No, I'm not housing you there. Maybe you misunderstand me. That property is as abandoned my property, and I'm repurposing it and giving it to you as a gift for the services you have and will be providing."
Oh,
A gift
wow.
we greatly
that-
appreciate and will put
Thank
to
you.
good use.
By burning many witches.
Thank you.
And if it happens to cause inconvenience to individuals that try to use that location for hidden meetings, then it's tough for them.
Then just point them towards me like everybody else does.
Yeah, it was him. Hit
There
him.
it is.
That may be my favorite thing that's ever happened.
And he looks at you guys, and is there anything else? Travaria can give you directions to the mill.
No,
No,
thank
that
you
would be it.
so very much.
Thank you. Yes.
Adventurers, heroes, it's my pleasure. I have heard of the occurrences that happened at Velitrium already. News travels fast. And while I don't fear a picked sorcerer around here, we've had no sign nor worry of that. To know that such capable adventurers here
Though you
helps
do
me to
have
think better.
some sorcerer capable of summoning minions of the Outer Dark, which is not a good thing.
Yes, and I have charged Travaria with finding information about this discreetly, because I fear some members of this cult are members of my very administration.
Shocking.
Yeah, I've learned that
Coincidence!
armor is definitely discreet.
Well,
Travaria says, "Well, Baron, as always, it's a pleasure to protect your city, to protect your region."
if you have need of us, please do not hesitate to call upon our aid.
Very good.
Knock first before
And
entering.
And he gets up and walks away, and a couple of the house servants escort you out of the manor grounds through that same side entrance.
Well, that was
Alright.
productive.
So we own a mill, fellas.
We own a mill.
Not weed.
Anybody here know
Okay,
how to
I
mill?
own a mill.
Not you. You can't own
What
property.
does a mill do?
It mills.
It mills.
It's mills.
It fuddles, sir.
Are you not a citizen?
I mean, long story short, it turns wheat into flour.
Yeah.
Weed?
Wheat.
Weed?
Wheat.
It turns weed. Don't turn it
Now-
into flowers, man.
Cool.
You could turn weed into flowers. Yeah, that could be it. Or flowers into weed. I mean, Might be overkill.
All right.
She gives you directions. It's a little bit outside, maybe like a quarter mile outside of town. There's a little stream that it gets its power from. It's both a water mill and a windmill, but kind of small for either. Like, well, it's not a large mill. You guys head over there, and yeah, it's kind of just a decrepit, rundown mill. 2 of the 4 windmill blades are just a frame of wood at this point. The water mill, you can see that there was also a water mill on the opposite side of the building as the windmill. And it's rotted out, not moving in the water anymore.
Oh, good. We don't have to worry about losing a hand.
And the mill itself, there is the mill itself, and then just beside it is the miller's house. Small, not in great condition house, but still at least sturdy enough, 4 walls and a ceiling. And apparently it is your new domain.
Sweet.
These 2 buildings and a little bit around.
Is it empty?
It is empty at this time. I mean, there's maybe a raccoon in there.
What?
I'm not getting tricked twice. I am checking out everything in there. Floorboards, ceiling boards.
We're probably going to
Not
find
almost
the
for all
body
the
of the
spaces.
Miller's family.
Last thing I need to know is that there's another gosh darn tunnel coming up out of here.
Roll a observation check, please.
All right.
Bravely did he observe away, bravely brave Sir Robin.
Hey, don't disrupt my home. I'm living here. It's a friendly raccoon.
Oh yeah.
All right, 2 successes.
I observed the hell out of that place.
You look it up and down, and you find absolutely nothing out of the ordinary in this thing. You are confident there are no secret rooms, there are no tunnels, that it is exactly what it appears to be. The main thing that you do note is it's a double mill, and you find signs that they would mill a couple of different things at the same time, like mill wheat and maybe some other grain at the same time.
So, Thornicia, since you super observed this house, how many points of ingress and egress does it have?
The mill has 1 door, and the miller's house has 2. There's also several windows on each.
Okay. And okay, yeah, fine, cool.
So, are any of y'all good at making traps?
Nope.
You just point at Vera.
I do.
Oh, yes.
I do that thing.
Vera.
All I know how to do is.
I ask because we've been made known that the area is frequented by illicit dealings. And rather not than try to barge in on us.
Should one of us with a Bosonian bow try to take up a vantage point from a high point
maybe
top of the
top of that windmill? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe be a lookout see?
Yeah. And since I only need 2 hours of sleep at night, I'm cool with it.
Cool, because I feel like sleeping tonight. Yeah, you do that.
So there's not really beds here at the moment. You're going to be kind of sleeping rough on the ground until when and if you decide to furniture-rize the place, I guess. But
call rental center in the morning.
You guys got your blankets and your farm, your outdoor. You're used to sleeping rough. And here you at least have 4 walls and a ceiling. It's waterproof. The rain outside is kind of soothing as it pelts against the roofing of this building.
I say we use it for our purposes now. We stay dry out of the storm. And then once we're done in this area and we've rooted out all evil, we burn it to the ground just to tick off the captain of the watch because he likes coming here.
I
Use it to make
think it
passive.
would also probably tick off the Baron.
Yeah, I
As
would
it
say
is
just use
technically
it for
his
passive
property.
income.
No, it's ours now.
Yeah.
It's ours by.
It's
Private
yours
property.
by right of permission from the Lord.
Yeah. So
Not
how about we do
actually
this?
ours.
We'll find some miller and send him here and make passive income later.
Look at that thing misspelled cyberpunk.
Sounds good to me.
Where?
Right
Oh
there.
God.
And the rain lulls each of you to sleep.
Except me.
There, you have in your dream, you hear that voice. You can't tell what it's saying, but you hear that deep, wet gravel falling down a mountain, wet boulders falling down a mountain
Wait.
voice in your dreams.
Bronchitis.
Bronchitis.
No idea what it's saying, though.
He's got the Rona.
Zhang, roll me a observation check, please. Get me a success, at least one success.
Oh God. What's going on? Come on. You can do this. Roll 2d20. Enter.
Yes.
A 4 and a 6.
All right.
I believe that's 2 successes.
Your Zamorian friend, Verai, is tossing and turning in her sleep. It wakes you up. She's tossing and turning in her sleep. And she's mumbling something.
Wait, is Verai male or female?
Female.
Female.
Yeah, I'm a woman.
Okay.
It's confusing.
So very confusing.
I'm the
In any
bearded
case.
carnival lady. Okay.
What is she mumbling?
She is mumbling the Stygian word for artifact.
Oh. And I.
Sorry, not
Stygian.
artifact. Architect. Not artifact. Architect. She's mumbling the Stygian word for architect.
Same base word.
I'll reply in Stygian. What architect? Or architect of what? Just
She's
see if-
apparently sure. I mean, she doesn't respond. She's having some rough dreams, and you just kind of can tell every now and then.
Yes, I know. Have you never tried to talk to a sleep talker?
I have. You gave me all the missile launch codes.
As if they trust me with those.
Zhang, you know,
More.
in this party, you're the only person that knows Stygian. Verai does not know Stygian. Nobody else does. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will end our session 2, or chapter 2, session 2, The Powers. I want to thank all of you guys for playing, all of you guys for watching. Chat, you are amazing as ever. We love you greatly, and you make it so much more fun for us. So tonight, in an hour, we have Nat Too Shabby, our moderator, and Billy F. and Wildstar on the Billy F. and Wildstar show over on that channel, where they will be playing some kind of games tonight from 9 to 11 Eastern. Wednesday from 8 to 10, we will be rejoining the adventures, investigating the curse of Strahd and the lady who is trading children for pies. We will be helping the Megaversal Travelers as they battle giant mutated frogmen on Thursday as the Rift's Megaversal Mayhem continues from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. And more Megaversal fun on Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. as the hitchhikers travel back to Laszlo to claim their rewards. Then we'll be climbing through the jungles of Chult with the team as the Tomb of Annihilation continues from 9 to 11 p.m. on Sunday, I think. And then on Monday, we will be beginning a brand new Solar Patrol adventure. So tune in for some retro fun from 8:30 to 10:30 on Monday. And next week on Tuesday at this time from 6 to 8 Eastern, we will be returning for more adventures in Conan, An Age Undreamed. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Good night.
Bye.
See ya.